Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Maxwell here from Max Multimedia. In today's tutorial, I'm going to take you through a step-by-step guide on how to design this simple food banner in Coreldraw. And now, let's roll. Alright, so over here in Coreldraw, the first thing I'm going to do is to head over to my new document here. Click on it. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is to name your work. So I'll just name this to tutorial, and then this is for the sake of this tutorial, okay, but I want to use a dimension that can go for 3x4 or 4x5 or 5x6 feet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll go with the width. I'm going to give it 16, and then the height I'm going to give it 12, and I'm going to leave the resolution to 100. And this is for the sake of this tutorial, it's not going to be printed, so I'm leaving my color mode here to RGB, and I'll click on OK. Okay, so over here is our canvas. Okay, alright, so without wasting much time, let me show you the resources I'm going to be using for this tutorial. So over here I got these foods, a picture of these foods here, which I'm going to be using. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is to head over to I am using 2020 version of Coreldraw. Okay, so I want to give my canvas a shape. Okay, so I'm just going to double click my rectangle here, to just double click it, and as you can see, it has given my canvas a shape. Alright, so it comes with a black outline, so I'm going to right click the disable fill here to take off the outline. Now the next thing I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to draw a rectangle here. I'm going to use that rectangle to just draw some curve here. So head over to your rectangle tool here, then draw a simple rectangle like this. Okay, so let me give it a fill or even just an outline so we can see it. Alright, now the next thing I'm going to do to this rectangle is I have to convert it into a curve. Okay, so you can come to your object here, and then you will see convert to curve. The shortcut key is Ctrl Q, or if you are using 2020 version like mine, you can head over to this side. You see this convert icon here, you can click on it, and then it will convert your shape for you. So if you want to see whether it has been converted, come to your shape tool here. If you click on it, you realize that it is no longer, it has become like some kind of white knots around. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click this side here, bring it inside here like this. Okay, so I'm going to convert all of this line to curve. Alright, so okay, I'm going to first of all double click this one so it can just take this one out. So just double click it, then it will remove that knot. Now I want to convert this whole line to a curve, so click this line like this, and then these things will show. First, if you did not click it, they will not be activated. So I click it, and then you can see them activated. So I'm just going to click on this one to convert it to curve, and then I'm going to just manipulate it in a way. Okay, just to manipulate it in a way, and that will be fine. Alright, for now I think this is okay. So I'm just going to leave it to that. Now the next thing I want to do is, let me see if I can straighten it a bit. I'm praying that this tutorial will not go past 30 minutes, by the way. Alright, I will just leave it to that. So the next thing I'm going to do is to drop my tool now I want to give this a feel, so I'm going to use two colors. Let me give you the color sample first. So this is what I normally do. I always want to have my colors, so I'll be using two colors. I'll be using green and yellow. Alright, so let me give it a dark green. So you just double click this color fill here, and it will open this. Then come to the color viewers here, and then you can just select your color. So I want a green like this, and then the yellow too. I don't like this yellow, so I'll give it another yellow. Alright, so let me just, right, I think this is fine. Okay, so over here are the two colors I'll be using for this design. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to give this shape here this green, and then I'm going to just right click the disable fill here to take away the outline. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create 2 more copies of this particular one. All right, so the next thing is, you know how to create copies already, so Control C and V, it will copy and paste for you. So as you can see, I have created 1 copy. So I'll create another copy again, but before, the one behind is 2, this is 1, this is also 1. All right, so this one, the one behind, I'm going to select that one and give it yellow color. Okay, so well, let me move this one so you can see I've selected that one behind. Now the way I selected it, let me show you something. You see, if the thing is 2 and they are on each other that you can't see the one behind, hold down your, select the one on top, and then you hold down Alt and then you click again, then to select the one behind. So as you can see, if I click the green one and then I hold alternate on the keyboard, I click the green one, this part of the green that has covered the yellow, if I click that one, have you seen that it has selected the yellow? So that's how to select anything behind a shape, or if you want to select something that is behind. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift this one, the green, back a bit. Okay, just something like this should be fine. Just take your time and position it properly, and I think, alright, I think this is okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is create another 1 more copy. So Ctrl CV again, and then I'm going to shift this one. Let me change the color first so I can see the difference. Okay, alright, so I think this is okay. So what I'm going to do is I'll change the color back to green, and I'm going to give it a shadow so that it would give me a difference between this one and the one under it. Okay, alright, so as you can see, that's creates a difference. Okay, so let me just play around my shadow. Let me see the fedrans. Well, I think this is okay. So if in case I need to come back and make some changes, so just select all of it like this and then come to this place and group it. The shortcut key is Ctrl G to just group all of this. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to power clip these 3 shapes inside my main shape here, the white main shape. Okay, let me give it a feel. This one, you see this one, I'm going to clip this one inside. So right click this one here, these shapes here, right click it and then come to power clip inside, and then it will turn to, your cursor will turn to an arrow, then come and click on the white background here, and then it will place it inside for you like that. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to create some shapes here that I'll be power clipping the foods inside. Okay, so first of all, let me go with the circle first. So I'll select my ellipse tool, and then I'm just going to draw a simple, hold down your control and then draw a simple circle like this, and then I'm going to create a copy. All right, so you can right click and drag, and then once you leave your mouse you see this option. So I'll copy here, and then I'm coming to change the color of one to different color so I can see. So I'll give it, say, yellow, and then this one. Now what I want to do is I'm going to I want to use, okay, let me create another copy here. All right, so I want to use this one to just trim the one behind. Okay, so I just need some, let me just follow me, let me do it. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this part like this. I just need to do something. Okay, so just follow me and then let me do what I want to do. Okay. All right, so with this I have the yellow there and then the white. Okay, so have you seen this part of the yellow? That is what I want. So I'm going to use the white one to trim the yellow one. So what you're going to do is to select the two and then come to this intertwined shapes here. You see from the left side, you see this one combined, you see the next one which is to weld, and then the next one here is to trim. So once you've selected the two, just click on trim, and then as you can see, it will use the white one to trim the down one. So I'm going to place it under this one like this. Okay, so just place it here like this, and this should be fine. Okay, so you can just take your time, and if you like, you can manipulate this one. Okay, all right, for the time being, I think I'll just leave it like that, though it's not really perfect for me. But let me see something. Let me see if I can use this one to trim it a bit. It's not really perfect for me, but let me see what I can do. I'll have to trim it again some more. Okay, let me first of all, let me create a copy of it, if in case what I'm doing goes wrong, I can fall back to it. Okay, all right, so I'm going to do this again. I'm going to trim it. So let me bring it down a bit. Okay, I think this is okay. All right, so I'm going to now, this one I will give it green outline. Okay, let me give it like 6. Okay, I think 6 will be fine for me now. All right, so and then this one too, I'll give it green, and let me bring it down a bit. I think that is fine. So I'm going to just bring it here like this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a copy of this. So right, select the 2. The 2 is already selected, so I'm just going to right click and drag and then copy it here. So I'm going to reduce this one a bit like this, and I'm going to put it on top of this one. I need it to be this kind of lap over. Okay, all right, so this is it. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and create some rectangles here. Okay, so these rectangles I have here, I can choose to use one. All right, so let me just create one. All right, so I'll just create a rectangle, something like this. Okay, so I'll give it white color, and then the outline is going to be green. Okay, and let me take it to 5. Let me give it 5. All right, so I want to round the edge. Okay, I want to have the edge round like this. So come and select your shape tool here, and then you see this black knot here. Okay, so click on one, and then you can just drag it like this, and then you see that the edge, it's going to round the edge for you like that. Okay, so after you are done with that, just drop the shape tool. Now I'm going to make some few copies of this rectangle. Okay, so just right click and then hold Control and drag, so that it will not shake like this. If you hold down Control, it will follow the same alignment. It cannot go behind the alignment. Okay, so let me do my this thing again. All right, then you copy it here. Don't forget, it's right click. You right click and drag. Okay, then when you leave your mouse, you have the options. So I'll copy, and then I'll create one more copy. So Control D to create the same thing for me. So I'm going to select the 3, and then I'm going to right click again and then drag down. Okay, so right click and drag. Always remember to hold Control. All right, then I'll copy it here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of the 6, and then I'm coming here to group them. Okay, so now I have this here. Let me open it up some more. Okay, so yeah. All right, so say I have this here. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I want to also trim this place. Okay, so I'm going to go for my my ellipse tool here, and then I'm coming to draw, hold down Control, and then draw a simple ellipse here. Now let me just click the disable fill here to see through. Okay, it has to be properly aligned. Okay, so just disable the fill so you can see what you are doing. You need it to be. All right, I think this is not bad. So I'm just going to right click again, drag to the other side, holding my Control. All right, so copy it here, and then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to now give them back a fill. Okay, so select this one, just select the circles, and then you can give them a fill. Okay, any color of your choice. Let me give it yellow so I can see it. All right, so group that one too. After you have selected the two, group it. So now what we have is we have this as a grouped and this as also grouped. So I'm going to select all of this like this. Okay, so the yellow one on top, I want to use the yellow one on top to trim the 6 shapes. Okay, the 6 rounded rectangles. Okay, so come over here. After you have selected everything, come over here and then you just click on trim, and then as you can see, let me remove them. Have you seen it has trimmed them? So I'll just delete the yellow ones, it's no longer needed. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to start placing my food inside these shapes. But then before I do that, let me give some color to my main background. Okay, so I will come to your interactive fill here, click on it, then you can click from this side of the shape and then drag it up to this end like this, and then click on this white color not here, and then come and select the yellow color, and then I want it like this. All right, if in case I want to do some changes about that, I would go back to it. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is, now every other thing here is no longer needed, so I can delete all of this. Also delete my color samples here. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'll head over to my resources here, and I'm going to select everything. Link is in the description. You can download all of this thing and practice along. Okay, so I'm just going to drag this like this to Coreldraw. All right, so after the pictures has come, just take your time and resize all the pictures. Okay, some of them are very big, especially this one and also this one. So you're just going to take your time and do all these things. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, let me bring all my pictures together. They are so scattered. All right, so I'm going to select this one, resize it, and then I'm going to power clip them. So there are 2 ways to create power clips. Okay, you can right click what you want to clip inside the shape. You can right click and drag it to the top of what you want to do. You can just right click and drag it to where you want to power clip it, and when you leave the mouse, you see all these options, and among the options you see this power clip inside. So if you click on this, it will automatically place it inside the shape for you. Okay, now let me show you, because I'll be using one style to be changing the power clips. Okay, or to be working inside my power clip. So let me show you this. If you want to open this circle and maybe resize the image inside the circle, you will see, once you select the circle that you have placed the picture inside, you see these icons here. So you see edit. If you click on this edit, it will open the power clip for you. Then you can have access to your picture and then work on it. Okay, so but most of the times, because I want to be seeing the picture while enlarging it or resizing it, so what I do is I hold down my alternate key and then I click on the shape. So this time when you do it like that, you realize that the knot will no longer be a square, it will be round. That means it has selected the picture inside the shape. So if I should enlarge this, have you seen that the picture has been selected inside my shape? All right, so that is how you can select anything inside the power clip from outside. All right, okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to just go ahead and insert my picture. So I'll take this one also using the same procedure so that this tutorial doesn't get long. All right, so I might be fast forwarding this part of the video just to clip things inside so that it doesn't get long. Okay, all right, so I'll catch up with you when I'm done with the power clip. Before you come to this one, make sure that you ungroup all of it. If not, you'll not be able to place the pictures inside. So come to this place and ungroup everything, ungroup all the objects so you can have them one. Okay, all right. Alright guys, so as you can see, I've been able to place all the pictures inside these shapes. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is to again okay, so this particular leaf here, I'll be placing it in these spaces here. Alright, so I'll just resize it like this, resize it, and then I'm going to place it here. Then I'll right click and drag here to create a copy. Alright, maybe I'll be needing one again at the top here, so I'll just right click and drag and make a copy. This one I'm going to open it up some more, and I might be blurring this one a bit, so I'll just come over to my effect here, then come to blur and then Gaussian blur. So just in Coreldraw, when you open the blur, it takes time to load it. Okay, alright, so I think this is okay, so I'll just place it somewhere here, open it up some more, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it inside my main background. So you can right click and then come to power clip inside, and then you click on the main background, then it's going to put it inside for you. Right, so I'll just select it from the power clip. Remember, this the strategy to select it is you hold down your alternate and then you click on the thing. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is to select all of these, group them back, and then I'm going to just position it here properly like this. Okay, so also let me select this one, let me rotate this one a bit like this. Alright, okay, so I think this is fine now. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do right now is so over here is where I'm going to place the name. Okay, so this is not going to be printed, this is for the sake of this tutorial. So whatever name you are going to give to your design, you're going to put it here. Okay, so first of all, let me create something here. I'm going to go for my rectangle tool here, then create a simple rectangle here like this. Alright, so I'm going to disable the fill and give it green outline, and I'm going to increase the outline to say 4 points, or let me give it 5 points, and then I'm going to round 2 edges. Okay, so come and select your shape tool here, and then hold down your control, and then you click one side like this and drag, and then click another side like this and drag. Right, if you do not hold control, it's going to curve all the 4 edges. So just hold control and then it will give you this result. So the next thing I'm going to do is to type the food menu. So go for your text tool, and then I'm just going to type my food menu. Alright, so I'm going to change this font to a font called Cool Beans. Alright, so this font, it's a free font, you can get it from Google. Cool Beans. Alright, so this is it. I'm going to give it green, and then I'm going to bring it inside of this. So over here I'm going to put my food menu here. Alright, so you can, let me resize this one a bit, it's too big for me, then I'm placing it here. Then over here what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some shape more, and then come for your rectangle tool, just draw something here like this. Okay, so I want to round the edge, so I will come to my shape tool and then click and then drag inside to have it this round. I think it's too much, let me bring it back a bit. Alright, this is fine. So I'm going to disable the outline and give it a green fill. So I'm going to create a copy of this one, this same shape here. So Ctrl CV to copy and paste, and this one I'm going to resize it. So hold down your shift key and then you resize it. Your shift key give you, it resize all the sides accurately. Okay, so just something like this is fine. All right, so let me disable the fill, and then I'm going to give it yellow outline. Let me increase it, say to 2 points. Now let me give it 3 points, and then I'm changing the outline style to dots. Okay, so I think this is fine. All right, so depending on what you like, you can just go with whatever you want to, but for me I'll be going with this. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is, I think I have the foodstuffs here, so I'll just copy it, and then I will come to Coreldraw, activate my text tool. I'm going to paste it here. So I'm going to change the font to first of all, let me change the color to white, and also change the font to, let me say, maybe Arial bold would do for now. All right, so I'm just going to bring the foodstuffs here, the name of the food, sorry, here, and then I'm going to, all right, so these are my foods. Yeah. All right, so this is it, and as you can see, this thing is really simple. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to again go for my rectangle tool, and then I'll just create a simple rectangle here like this. I'm going to give it green color, and then this activates the, or take off the outline. I'm going to close it up some more like this, then push it up. All right, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the number here. Okay, so because this is not actually, this is for the sake of the tutorial, so I'm going to put my number here. So all right, so I'm just going to open this up some more like this, sorry, like this, then place it here. Okay, so now the last thing is to write the name. Okay, so I do not have any name. You can go ahead and blend the background with some pictures if you want to, but I love leaving my background very plain like this. There are times you might want to add some food to the background, but yeah, you can go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to do right now is to just look for some name and put here. So let's say your name. That's all, because I don't have any name actually for this, so I'm just going to put it here. All right, so let me open the power clip and do a little adjustment on this thing. All right, so you can, if you are using 2020 version, you can double click the background, it will still open it for you. So if I double click like this, it will still open the power clip for you. What I want to do is to resize this one. I think this let me check. Okay, so I can bring this one down. Alright, so let me change this one. Okay, let me do it this way. All right, so the next thing is to work on the name. Well, I do not want to waste much time on this particular tutorial, but I would like this one to be bold. So let me see what bold font I can give to. Well, you are a designer, so you should know which font that is very good for names, or is very good to use for this kind of thing. So I just need you to see how to come up with this particular design. Okay, so I do not want to waste time looking for what font will be bold enough for me to use. So you can just search through your fonts and then you use that. So let's say your name restaurant, so let me just add restaurant to this. Okay, so Let me change this one to what font now? Okay, I have a font called Bugatti. Let me use that font. Yeah, this font. There are a lot of fonts actually you can also use, but I just want to use this. And then, so whatever name, restaurant or food joint or whatever you want to go with. Let me see, yellow. Yeah, I think yellow is not bad. So let me give it some shadow and see how it's going to look like. So you can just play around your feathers and your opacity to whatever. Or better still, you can leave this to white and then give it yellow outline. Let me try that. Yellow outline. Okay, so for test you might not see your outline box here, so you can press F12 on the keyboard. It's going to open the outline pane board for you, and then let me give it, come to the corners here, round it, and then put it to behind fill, and then you can increase it to most of the times. Just give it anything you want. Yeah, the most important thing for this tutorial is for you to see how to design something very simple like this. Okay, so I'm just going to give it yellow color, and that is fine. So guys, as you can see, we've been able to design this simple food banner in Coreldraw. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment for me down in the comment section down below, and guys, I will see you in my next video. But then before I sign out, if you want to save this work, okay, there are some people who might not know how to save their work, or perhaps you're a beginner. Come to File, click on it, and then you see Export here, or the shortcut key for this thing is Ctrl E on the keyboard. Then it will open your, but then you realize that ever since we started doing the work, we've not saved the work. So while you are designing, have a habit of pressing Ctrl X, especially for those of us who are Photoshop users. Photoshop crashes every now and then, so have a habit of Ctrl X, Ctrl X. Anything might happen, so if you save the work and whatever happens, if you open your software again, you'll be able to have a backup. Alright, so guys, as you can see, ever since we started designing this thing, we've not saved it. So you can come to your file here, and then first of all save the work. We only give it a name, so when you come to save, it will bring this, it will open your Explorer for you, so you can select a folder that you would like to save. So I think I have mine for the folder here. Okay, the folder in which I kept the resources. So I'm going to select the folder, and then I'm going to click on save. Now we just saved the work, and this saving is not in a JPEG form. This is just the Coreldraw file. Alright, so now we want to export it now. So you come back to File, and then you come and click Export here, or you press Ctrl E on the keyboard. Then it will also bring you here to where you want to save it. Okay, so let me save it to desktop. So I'll select desktop, and then I'll not change the name. The name is still tutorial, and then I'll click on export here. Alright guys, so as you can see, here is the work about to be exported. So after this one has opened, all you need to do is to come and click on, so the resolution, you can increase the resolution from here, give it 300, any number at all. Alright, so this is not going to be printed anyway, so I do not need to make the work big. So I'll just go ahead and click on OK, and with so doing, your work has been saved. So guys, this is how to design this simple food banner in Coreldraw. Now sign out.